Okay, here are the answers for the 412 review preview. So problem 4-10 says simplify the following expressions by combining like terms. So I'm going to actually look at each different term to check to see if there's any others in different colors. So I have a y here. I also have a negative 5y. I have a positive 3x and a positive 8x. And then negative 3 and 2x squared don't have any like terms. So I'm just going to combine these. So y minus 5y is going to give me a negative 4y. 3x and 8x are going to give me an 11x. And then I just bring down the minus 3 and the 2x squared. And that's my answer. For part B, I have a 2x. I also have a negative x and a negative 3x. I have a 4x squared and a negative 6x squared. And then I have a negative 9 and a positive 1. So when I combine the x's, I get 2 minus x, which is 1, minus 3 is going to give me a negative 2x. Negative or positive 4 minus 6 is a negative 2x squared. And then negative 9 plus 1 is going to be minus 8. For C, I have a 14 and a negative 14. I have a 3y squared and a negative 3y squared. And then I have a 30y, negative 14y, and a 16y. So when I combine all of those, these cancel, and all of those cancel. So I'm just left with 0. Part D, negative 10x squared, negative 6x squared. I have a 13y and a 10y. And then I have a 5y squared and a negative 5y squared. So those ones cancel. So negative 10x and 6x are negative 16x. 13y and 10y are 23y. Problem 11, use your pattern to pattern finding techniques to fill in the missing entries for the table below. Then find the rule. I like to find the rule first. So I know that 0 and 1, I know I'm going to be adding a 1, so it's going to be x plus 1. So then I figure out, if I work backwards, can that help me figure out the other one? So I know that if I subtract 1 from 17, I get 16. 4 times 4 is 16. If I subtract 1 from 10, I get 9. 3 times 3 is 9. So I'm multiplying by itself, because even this one, 5 times 5 is 25 plus 1. So I'm actually doing x squared. So that's my rule. So negative 36 plus 1 is going to give me negative 35. 49 plus 1 is going to give me 50. Problem number 17, simplify each of the following equations and solve for x. So I'm going to add x to both sides. So I get 7 minus 2x equals 1 minus 7. So I get negative 2x equals negative 6. Divide by negative 2. So I get x equals 3. For the part B, I get negative 2 plus 3x. This negative outside changes everything to its opposite. So I get negative x minus 6. So I'm going to add x to both sides. So I get negative 2 plus 4x equals negative 6. Add 2 to both sides. I get 4x equals negative 4. So x equals negative 1. Problem 18, Layla can write a 500-word essay in an hour, which is in 60 minutes. She writes an essay in 10 minutes. Approximately how many words do you think? So I'm going to write a proportion. So I'm going to do 60 over 500 equals 10 over x. So I get 60x equals 5,000. And I get a little more than 83, so I'm going to say about 83 minutes. Problem 419 says to complete the table, explain in words what's done to find the input. So I know that I did something to 2 to get 9, so I'm going to try. So 4 gives me pretty close. 2 times 4 is 8 plus 1. But 10 times 4 is 40. That's way too high. So let's try 2 times 3. 2 times 3 is 6 plus 3. 30 is too high. So let's try 2. 2 times 2 is 4 plus 5 would give me 9. So 10, 2 times 10 is 20 plus 5 would give me 25. So I am multiplying the input by 2 and adding 5. So that means my rule would be y equals 2x plus 5. So then I'll get 14. This would be 19. Negative 3 would give me negative 1. Work backwards. I'm going to get 5. 5 times 2 is 10 plus 5. Negative 10 times 2 is negative 20 plus 5 is negative 15. 1,000 times 2, 2,000 plus 5, so 2,005. And then x we could say is 2x plus 5. Problem number 20, when Susan's brother went to college, she and her 2 sisters, so that's a total of 3 people, evenly divided his belongings. Among possessions were 3 posters, 216 books, and 24 CDs. How were these items divided? So 3 divided by 3 is 1, so 1 poster each. 216 divided by 3 is going to be 72, so 72 books each. And 24 divided by 3 is 8, so 8 CDs each. 21, Kelso's mom wants to put a floating blanket over the family circular wading pool to keep the heat in and the leaves out. The pool has a diameter of 10 feet. So square feet means to find area. To find the area of a circle, we do pi times radius squared. So if the diameter equals 10, the radius is 5. So we're going to do 3.14 times 5 squared. If we put it in our calculator, we end up with 78.5 feet squared. And then if the pool supply store charges 10 cents per square foot, how much will it cost? We do 78.5 times 10 cents, which is $7.85.